Starting a brewery wasn't really in the plans, you know, but to be able to make beer, the beer we want to brew at home here in Door County, it was a great chance for us. We're trying to brew beers that, you know, aren't done a whole lot in Wisconsin, so we're really trying to do things a little bit differently.
For this Chef Talk with Kyle Cherek, I have a concise and soulful discussion with Chef Travis Vaughn of Graft. He has come from all over parts of America and cooked in some of the better of those, and has settled here in Madison, and I think is really going to take his career to the next level. It's Chef Talk with Kyle Cherek and Chef Travis Vaughn at Graft. So you are like a war husband who was brought here by your wife who has family here.
Yeah.
And you retired from Florida, where you grew up, to Wisconsin.
Well, I grew up in Florida, moved to Colorado, then California, and then decided that why are we spending all of our vacation time going to visit family and nieces and nephews? Why don't we just up and move to Wisconsin and maybe take a vacation that we want to take outside of Wisconsin?
So you grew up living in all the places that people from here buy second homes in.
Yes.
You realize the irony there, right?
Yeah, it's complete reversal.
Yeah. How do you have this more international, excuse me, not international, you have a more national perspective on food. How do you find this Madison, Wisconsin scene?
Growing incredibly quickly. I remember vacationing here 5 years ago, and La Trois was pretty much the only show in town.
Yeah.
And there wasn't much else going on, but the leaps and strides and how progressive the food scene has gotten over the past 5 years just blew my mind. And I'd vacation here once a year and I'd just be like, wow, it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. Now I think there's just an amazing market for people serving great food.
Mm-hmm. I surveyed your menu, and it has hallmarks that are typical for good food. I don't mean that in a bad way, but you're not going depthfully into Wisconsin cuisine. I mean, you've definitely got those check marks, but you know, so many restaurants around here are almost trying to prove they're cooler than the next restaurant because their choke cherries came from the farm with a more poetic name.
True. We deal with a lot of local farmers, but you know, rather than promoting the farmers, you know, we want the food to speak for itself. So
yeah.
I mean, if you've looked at a lot of the ingredient or the descriptions on the menu, it's just a couple key ingredients that are kind of the stars.
Right.
I'm sure there might be some surprises along the way, but you know, we want to be clear that hey, this is what the dish is about.
Yeah.
And whenever possible, it comes from as close by as we can. Like a lot of the beef that we buy is from a small farm about 7 minutes away. Not a lot of people in steak that can say that.
So it's growing leaps and bounds. This is a relatively new endeavor, Graft. How do you feel your cooking this restaurant fits into it? I mean, you're more interesting to me than other chefs in the sense like you've been popping in every year and kind of assessing, and then now you're deep immersion, right?
Yeah, I've made the commitment.
Yeah, you're
sure.
in. You're in.
No, the people in this town want great food. They're becoming more and more educated. They're getting more and more adventurous. Mm-hmm. And the great thing about this restaurant is, you know, we're small plates. We print the menu in-house, so if we come across something that we want to play with, we can reprint the menus and put it on for 2 days. Who knows? Yeah. It might be an incredible failure, and we realize that right out of the gates. Or it turns into a great teaching moment for me and the rest of the staff. Like, okay, how can this evolve?
Sure.
Like you and I were speaking of earlier, like the evolution of a dish. Like once another set of hands gets on it, and another palate, it's like, oh, what if we did this? So it's really been kind of a fun place to watch an idea blossom into fruition and really kind of hit its stride.